Last week, you been hitting that dial for 15 years, Uso. You became a damn joke.
When Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, it should have been a career-defining moment. The arena erupted, fans celebrated, it was the ultimate underdog story unfolding before our eyes. But then, something shifted. As the dust settled and reality sank in, the internet flooded with dislikes, comment sections filled with questions, and suddenly the man once known as Main Event Jey looked more like a main event question mark. Botches, awkward promos, and a storyline that's lost steam. This isn't just fan backlash, it's a wake-up call. So today we're asking the hard question: should Jey Uso really be headlining WrestleMania, or did WWE get it all wrong? Now listen, I might ruffle some feathers, but sometimes we need to have these tough conversations about the direction WWE is taking with their biggest show of the year. So with that being said, let's break it down. Let's start at the beginning. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had Jey Uso winning the 2025 Royal Rumble on their bingo card. When he eliminated John Cena as the final competitor, the crowd erupted in a mixture of shock and celebration. This was the ultimate underdog moment, right? Well, not everyone felt that way. Within 24 hours, the YouTube clip of Jey's victory had racked up a staggering ratio of dislikes to likes. Approximately 27,000 dislikes against 15,000 likes. That's the kind of reception usually reserved for heel turns or controversial booking decisions, but definitely not for feel-good moments. Let's be honest, in an era featuring the return of CM Punk, John Cena potentially chasing his record-breaking 17th championship, and Roman Reigns seeking redemption, Jey Uso's win felt like a curveball that nobody was asking for. The initial backlash spoke volumes about fan expectations, but WWE pressed forward with their plans regardless. If the lukewarm Rumble reception wasn't concerning enough, first there was a match against Austin Theory in Brussels. What was reportedly scheduled as an 11-minute showcase was condensed to just 29 seconds, and what happened after the bell rang might have just been the turning point in Jey's WrestleMania journey. After super kicking Grayson Waller out of the ring, Jey attempted a dive to the outside. What should have been a highlight reel spot turned into a viral nightmare as he awkwardly landed on both Theory and Waller.
Look out! Jey Uso! Oh, goodness. Why you don't go out?
The botched move immediately took over social media, with fans mercilessly mocking what should have been a routine move for someone of Jey's experience. Just when you thought things couldn't get worse, lightning struck twice. The following week in Glasgow, after reuniting with his brother Jimmy for a tag team win, Jey confronted Gunther only to slip and fall whilst attempting the spear. Two high-profile errors in consecutive weeks isn't just bad luck, it's a concerning pattern at the worst possible time. These moments haven't just been swept under the rug either. WWE leaned into the narrative, with Jimmy Uso calling out his brother backstage, saying,
You been hitting that dial for 15 years, Uso. You became a damn joke. A meme, bro.
when your own storyline acknowledges you've become a punchline, that's not exactly main event material. Let's just call it like it is. Jey's singles moves are pretty limited. After 15 years tagging with Jimmy, he's still fighting like he's waiting for a hot tag. What do we get from singles Jey? A super kick, a splash, that spear he keeps messing up, and sometimes a crossbody. That's basically it. Now, simple can work. Hogan made millions with a boot and a leg drop, but it's a problem when you're facing someone like Gunther, who's out there looking like he's a wrestling machine. Taking a look back at that match with Jimmy at last year's WrestleMania, it was rough. They put on an absolute snooze fest, and this was the match they'd been waiting for their entire life. And look at his record against Gunther. He's 0-3.
I've especially beaten you for 3 times in a row. Instead of proving to me that you're actually worth my time, you just keep doing the same old crap. Running around promoting that stupid 4-letter catchphrase, having a little bit of fun with everybody out there just to cover up your lack of in-ring ability.
He's lost 3 times to the guy he's challenging at WrestleMania. How am I supposed to believe attempt number 4 is suddenly gonna work out? Guys like the coach have said Jey might open WrestleMania instead of main eventing it. Remember when Jey cut that raw emotional promo on Roman? The one where he talked about fans asking, which one are you? That showed us a Jey with real depth. Now fast forward to today, and what is his whole character about? One word: Yee.
You lost! off Jey Uso.
Don't get me wrong, the catchphrase is money. He's selling merchandise like crazy, apparently even outselling John Cena and CM Punk combined at one point. And yeah, the entrance is electric, but come on, a catchphrase and waving your arms around doesn't make you WrestleMania main event material. Since breaking free from the bloodline, Jey's character has basically hit pause. Instead of building on all that emotional stuff he went through, WWE is having him bounce around saying yeet 15 times a match. A critic called him a character with a catchphrase and a flashy entrance. Harsh, but where's the lie? Now, look at guys like Cody, Cena, Punk, and Roman. Those guys have layers. They've got motivations, backstories, grudges that make sense. When Jey himself is backstage admitting he's got doubts about facing Gunther, that's WWE basically telling us, yeah, we know he's not quite ready. His own brother had to remind him that the current version of Jey, the one slipping and messing up, can't beat Gunther. That's not exactly a vote of confidence from the creative team. Now, looking at the bigger picture of WrestleMania 41, the card is absolutely stacked. Cody Rhodes defending against heel John Cena as he tries to finish the story by becoming the face of the company. CM Punk, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in that crazy three-way drama. Braun Breaker smashing people for the IC title. And so many more compelling storylines going into the biggest show of the year. Look at what Cody and Punk have cooking right now. Rhodes has been on this journey for 3 years. Every promo builds on the last one. Every match matters in his story. The fans are all in on this guy. And Punk, when his music hits, the place absolutely explodes. That's not manufactured. That's 15 years of storytelling paying off in real motion. Now compare that to what we've got with Jey vs Gunther. It feels like a solid mid-card match that got bumped up just because Jey won the Rumble. And honestly, WWE isn't even treating it like a big deal. When was the last time this feud opened or closed Raw? The build has been inconsistent at best. What should have been a David vs Goliath story with weeks of compelling television has instead been relegated to brief segments and hastily arranged tag matches. When Cena's opening promo runs long and your world title challengers match gets cut from 11 minutes to less than 30 seconds, that tells you everything about the priority level. Despite winning the Royal Rumble, Jey might not feature in the main event at all, a spot traditionally reserved for Rumble winners. Instead, it could be opening one of the 2 nights of WrestleMania, highlighting the potential impact of starting with his energetic yeet chant to get the crowd going, not the position of someone who should be closing the biggest show of the year. I think it'll work out similar to last year, with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre opening up the show, because there was a bigger match reserved for later in the night. I know we're focusing on Jey's limitations, but we can't ignore what this matchup means for Gunther. The ring general has been one of WWE's most dominant and consistent performers since arriving on the main roster. His 666-day reign as Intercontinental Champion redefined the title. His World Heavyweight Championship run has been marked by excellent matches and a commanding presence. WWE originally considered much bigger opponents for Gunther at WrestleMania. Names like John Cena and Goldberg were rumored at various points. These are the caliber of opponents that a champion Gunther's stature deserves for wrestling's signature event. Instead, he's facing someone he's already defeated 3 times on TV. This doesn't just shortchange Gunther, it undermines the prestige of the World Heavyweight Championship itself. When one world title match features John Cena against Cody Rhodes, and the other features a competitor who can't consistently execute his signature move, the disparity in importance becomes glaringly obvious.
Taken out Theory, covered it.
This is where WWE finds themselves in a real predicament. They've essentially booked themselves into a corner with 2 equally problematic outcomes. Option 1, Gunther wins at WrestleMania. This will be the 4th consecutive win over Jey Uso, making the entire Royal Rumble victory and WrestleMania build feel like a complete waste of time. It would confirm what critics are saying, that Jey wasn't championship material to begin with, but it would preserve Gunther's dominance and potentially set up a more credible challenger after WrestleMania. Then there's option 2. Jey Uso wins the World Heavyweight Championship. While this would be the feel-good moment WWE seems to be aiming for, it creates even bigger problems. If Jey is struggling with consistency and fan support as a challenger, how will he fare as champion expected to carry a brand? His limitations would be even more exposed in weekly title defenses against top-tier talent. If Cena is expected to defeat Cody Rhodes, as many are predicting, having Jey defeat Gunther would give us two champions with completely different legitimacy levels. So what do we do now? Is there a way out of this mess? I think there just might be, but it doesn't involve Jey closing out WrestleMania. They need to put this match at the beginning of the card, and they have a good match without all the main event pressure. Save those closing spots for the feuds that have actually been built properly. And here's the thing, this could actually save Jey in the long run. Imagine this, Jey loses to Gunther in a solid opening match at WrestleMania, but instead of just fading away, WWE leans into a comeback story, makes the botches part of his journey, have Jimmy help him rediscover what made him special before all the yeet stuff took over. By SummerSlam, we could have a rebuilt Jey who feels like the real deal, not just a catchphrase with legs. Let's be real, the yeet thing is fun, it won't last forever, because realistically something else is gonna come around and fans will just jump on the bandwagon. Jey needs more than that if he's going to stick around at the top. Bottom line, Jey Uso should not main event WrestleMania 41, not because he's not over, but because WWE rushed him into a spot they didn't prepare him for. Sometimes the smartest move isn't the most obvious one, and keeping Jey out of the main event might actually be the best thing for him right now. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Should Jey Uso main event WrestleMania, or should WWE pivot into a different direction entirely? Drop your thoughts as always in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more wrestling content right here on Wrestling Real.